in your exhaust, there's sensors called oxygen sensors, and what they're doing is they're measuring the air-fuel ratio, okay? Now, let's look at the 10, for example. That means that there is 10 parts air to 1 part fuel. If it's lower, you see the needle running about 14. If it's lower, if it drops down to say like 10, 12, somewhere in there, what's meaning is there's more fuel per air molecule. So when it's up to 20, there's a lot less fuel per air. Now that's called running lean, and if it's got more fuel, you know, percentage wise, that's called running rich. Now normally it's about 14, and it'll usually stay about there in naturally aspirated cars. Now this is a turbocharged car, so what happens is when you're under boost, it's going to drop down to probably the 11 range, which is normal, and this is like a heavy load that you're putting onto the engine. You'll notice when you let off of the gas and you're coasting downward, you'll see it spike up to clear to 20, which is running lean, which means there's less fuel per air molecule. Now, that is okay because the engine is slowing down. There's not an extra boost load on the engine. You do not want that to be under boost, which is pretty heavy load, open throttle, and the turbos really kick it in. You do not want that to be at a lean mixture, meaning you want fuel in there to be burned up, because if you don't have the fuel in there, there's a lot of air and it's going to be trying to burn it up, and you get things like LSPI, which is low speed pre-ignition. Another video on that, but there's a whole bunch of problems, and this is ultimately what I believe because I just got a new engine in this car, what I believe is causing these EcoBoost engines to blow up, whether it be a sensor or carbon buildup, which is causing this to be more vulnerable, whatever it may be. Now, after learning all this, after I've already blown up one engine, I'm going to try not to do it again. This is the gauge that I'm going to be leaving on my car, and I suggest if you have a turbo car and you can check, or if your car doesn't have one and it is a turbo or supercharged car, I would suggest getting a gauge and constantly monitor this. And all right, that's all I have today. Thank you.